Hello everybody and welcome to another video. In today's video I'm going to count down some of my picks for the best feel-good movies while in your self-quarantine coronavirus. So the coronavirus affected the film industry and the video game industry and the TV industry. But however, I'm going to give you some of the picks of TV show and movies you need to watch while in your self-quarantine. So let's get this straight with The Mandalorian. The show that I watched today might be one of the best on Disney Plus. So it's must watch for Disney Plus. So for you guys who haven't watched it, you must watch it. And also introduced the iconic breakout character Baby Yoda, which had been fall in love with the internet. But eventually, I love Baby Yoda. My mom loves Baby Yoda, and it eventually has been referenced multiple times. So it made Disney Plus getting a lot of subscribers, and with the upcoming Marvel MCU miniseries. So, yeah. Yeah, get out of here, Deadpool. So, this is the best show you must watch while in your self-quarantine on Disney Plus. Yeah. Knives Out. The best movie that I've seen in 2019, which I picked it as one of my top 5 favorite movies of 2019. This might be the best movie I've ever seen. So Knives Out is a feel-good and dramatic movie. Not to mention that it just revitalized and readily little known Andy de Armas career, and eventually became the best of James Bond himself. Eventually, it looked like it has a heart. It has a heart. And you guys know that it had a heart. You might see this. And here, you might see this, that it has so good potential. And yeah, this might be the best movie of 2019 you guys have ever seen. Yeah. Star Trek, The Next Generation. The Star Trek franchise is known for being famous, but the most popular one in the TV series is Star Trek: The Next Generation. One of my favorite Star Trek series I've ever seen. Star Trek: The Next Generation introduced the world to the new crew of the Enterprises. That includes Patrick Stewart, Jonathan, and others. As you can see, I watched one episode yesterday, and it looked pretty good, and it's a feel-good TV series of Star Trek. And not to mention, it was the best. Not to mention, I love it. That's what I love it. Adventure Time. This fandom TV series was one of the best of Cartoon Networks, along with Steven Universe. And it's available on Hulu, and it can come out on HBO Max. Eventually, I love the series. I watched it when I was young. Eventually, Adventure Time must be a must-watch for you guys. And eventually, it looked pretty good, and you must watch it. Yeah, not to mention, it might be one of the famous animated series to date. And it has also 100% approval of Rotten Tomatoes. Not to mention, you must watch this in your whole entire life. Yes, in your whole entire life. Parks and Recreation. While I have seen some scenes in some episodes of it, me and my sister had watched the series, and she formerly lived in it. So eventually, it's available on Amazon Prime. But eventually, you can watch the series, and it looks so good, and it's a cult series, and has received critical acclaim. Eventually, it launched stardom. It popularized Amy Poehler's career. Not to mention, it even did what it did when The Office did. Eventually, it popularized the mockumentary genre of sitcoms. Not to mention, you must watch the movie series, and it looks so good. You must watch it. So let's move on. So move on to the next one. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a comedy drama, and this even makes you laugh. And even director Quentin Tarantino is a violent director. This might be has violence. However, it is one of the best of 2019. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood has been one of the best movies set in Hollywood and in the 60s. Not to mention, it just did what it did. It looked too good, and it looked so good that it captured the spirit of Quentin Tarantino movies, including Pulp Fiction. Eventually, it's a must-watch for you guys, and this might be the best must-watch of all time. So, I think you might like this movie of all time. And even Cliff Booth, heck yeah, is going to be a soon-to-be iconic character. Yeah. Oh my god. And last but not least is Paddington. Paddington, along with its sequel, is one of the Paddington 1 and 2. Paddington 1 and 2 is one of the best British movies ever made. And its sequel became one of the best British films and one of the kids' movies to watch. So why don't you bring your kids to watch the movies? Eventually, it will make you love Paddington Bear. And it looks so good that you might need to watch it. So it's one of the best feel-good movies of all time. And not to mention, it looks pretty good. Yeah. Heck yeah. You must watch it. And of course, let's move on with E.T. the Extraterrestrial. E.T. the Extraterrestrial is one of the best Steven Spielberg movies I've ever seen. One of my favorites science fiction movies. Eventually, it's one of the best kids movies ever made. And it looks so good. It looks so good. You must watch it. And it looks so good. And even E.T. is like Baby Yoda. And you might not know that E.T. is one of the best family-friendly movies ever made. And I love it. I love it. So, let's move on with Stranger Things. Stranger Things is my favorite Netflix original and my favorite TV series of all time. Even it defined expectations with Netflix. However, it made people feel good thanks to its lighter and darker tone, and eventually its humor. It will make you laugh. And however, it looks pretty good, and it has a lot, and it has a heart. It's good. Even I love Stranger Things. You're gonna fall in love with the characters, including Steve Harrington, played by Joe Keery. Eventually, it launched stardom of young actors, including Finn Wolfhard, Charlie Heaton, Millie Bobby Brown, and others. You might even need to expect it was nominated for 2 Emmys, twice for Outstanding Drama Series. And eventually, it might be the best TV series you have ever seen. It's the best drama series you guys have to ever see. And that's that. And it looks so good. So let's move on with the next one. And this might be a kids show. And it's a feel-good kids show. So let's move on with Muppet Babies. No, just joking. And let's move on with the TV series that is pretty good and eventually has a heart, Friends. Yes, I included some of my favorite TV shows to see, but Friends is one of the best TV series about friendships, and you love it. Eventually, it introduced the world to fan favorite characters like Rachel Green, Ross, Chandler, Chandler and Joey and Lisa and Phoebe and of course last but not least Monica. And this might be one of my favorite sitcom of all time. And eventually my mom likes it, and it's a must watch for all those who had wanted to see a sitcom along with Parks and Recreation. And this is a must watch. That's right. I love the series, and it looks pretty good that you might need to watch it. Yeah, heck yeah. Eventually, I love E.T. Want to see it? E.T. I win at a prize. So now let's move on with the next one. So capping off it, and with this next list might go to the TV show that I always, the kids show that I always like, kids show that I love is last but not least Mickey Mouse's Clubhouse. This show, no, never mind, not Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. So for kids around here who love Disney Junior, I want to give you this list, and eventually it's one of the best. And I forgot. Let's delete it. And last but not least, and capping off, and last but not least with this list, I have a surprise for you. So coming off with this list is a comedy movie I love to watch. I have this fantasy movie that you might like, and it is the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Fantasy is one of the greatest genres. However, Lord of the Rings defined it. Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite trilogies of all time. Eventually, it looks so good. Even your teenagers must watch. And it won over fans of the book. And it is one of the best adaptations ever made. And you might need to watch it. And it was one of the best you ever see. And not to mention, it looks so good. You might need to watch it. And it looks so good. You might need to watch it. And now it's one of the best TV show you have ever seen. I mean, movies. And I suggest you should watch this movie anyway. And it looks so good. So let's move on with the next one. So let's move on with this list. Let's move on with this list, and let's move on with this. Goes to let's move on with this list, and let's go with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is my favorite superhero movie, and not to mention it is a very good one. Not to mention it's my favorite animated movie and my favorite Spider-Man movie. I think it deserved an Oscar. And yeah, deserved an Oscar and it won it. And eventually, with great power comes great responsibility. So I love you guys. So you should watch this movie because it's a must-watch for Spidey fans, and you might need to watch it. So let's move on with The Fault in Our Stars. I read the book, and it's one of the best. But the movie is very good, and it's heartwarming. And you know, The Fault in Our Stars is a best movie about tragedy, and of course drama, and of course heart and humor. You might need to watch this show because it looks so good, and it even looks so good that you need to watch it. And it has positive message, and you know, it looks so good, and you need to watch it. Eventually, it looks so good. The Fault in Our Stars is even one of the best of all time. You need to know, it's one of the best. So let's move on with the next one. And last but not least, with the next and final one that I really love, goes, and in the last but not least, the one that I really want you must watch is in your self-quarantine is Alright, so I think I have something for you that you might like, and it is the Toy Story franchise. Yeah, the Toy Story franchise are one of my favorite franchises of Pixar. And you know, it's one of the best. You might need to watch this movie because it looks so heartwarming and you need to see it. And it makes you feel good. And eventually, and this is the best movie you need to watch, and the best kids movie you have to watch. So I suggest this movie to you. So, thanks for watching, everyone, and how do you like my picks? And stay safe for coronavirus. So I'll give you an advice: wash your hands and stay safe, and stay safe from your coronavirus. And you have to wait for your anticipated movies to come out. Yeah, and these are my advice. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.